Hello, welcome back. My name is Ari and welcome to the floor. So, as you can see behind me, I have a mostly empty bookshelf, and it's different from my last TBR shelf that I had at my old apartment for two reasons. One, I am temporarily staying with my boyfriend, and he was kind enough to provide me with a bookshelf that he already had that he was storing shoes on for my personal use. And then the bookshelf that I was using was destroyed by the movers. So even if I did want to somehow haul it over to his place, it doesn't exist anymore. It's in pieces. How did they manage to destroy a bookshelf? I could not tell you, but it is destroyed. So rest in peace, bookshelf. Now, I don't know if it's visually obvious on this video, but this shelf is much bigger than my last bookshelf. So while the other one had like 3 shelves and a top, just like this one does, even though you can't really see the top, I don't think I'm going to need all of the 3 or all 4 shelves. I think I can do everything on 4. So we're going to slightly reorganize how I was doing that, and basically how I plan to do that is this shelf is going to be fantasy and book box books. This shelf is going to stay basically exactly the same. It's going to be nonfiction, miscellaneous books, and mass market paperbacks. And then the bottom shelf should hold all of the new releases I have. Because it used to be the bottom shelf and the book cart, but there's no book cart anymore. So I think I can get everything just on the bottom shelf. So on the top shelf, what you can't see is, what do I have? Oh, the TBR for this month is on the top shelf, and then some like decorations, and then this is a decoration which is gonna go on the top shelf so I can make use of this space. That's a bookmark. So right down here I have my first box. I don't think this is all of them. I think I have more boxes in the car, but we're gonna start out with this box. I might take a break after that, come back. But in this video, you're gonna see me fill up the entire shelf, but we're just starting with this one box, and I need a knife. So that was the first box, and for the most part it looks like the first box was just hardback books. I don't really have any of my nonfiction or anything, but those weren't hardbacks. Most of what I have are the books down here at the bottom, which are all new books I've received this year. But as you can see, I've got quite a few different books on there. I am going to organize these a little bit and go grab another box, and I will be right back. Alright, I have box number 2 here, which is technically the same box, but the books were in a larger box and I couldn't carry the box upstairs, so I took the little box down to the car, put a bunch of books in it, carried that upstairs, and then the third part of this, or the next part, will be box number 3, which should be the end of the books, I hope. box number 2 down. This is getting very full and I'm concerned. But I still have plenty of room right through here and even some room up here. So hopefully I don't have too many more new books, or else they might end up on a different shelf somewhere. We'll see. All right, I have right here what should be the final box, and if you can't tell, it's much bigger, which is why I had to half empty it. So let's hope we can get everything left in this box on here. Right on top we have my Dungeon of Books TBR, which is very important, but doesn't really go on the shelf. Also, the Jar of Doom, very important. We'll put it on top for right now. Alright, we're at a point where I have these books to fit on this shelf and they don't fit, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of reorganizing. This still has lots of room, and then I've got these two to fit on this bottom shelf, which I think are going to end up right here because this is where all of my room is. But give me a second to reorganize this and we'll come back and see the final result. Alright, so this is what I ended up with. We'll start with the top shelf, where these books right here are my TBR for this month, and these books right here are like collectors. These are like collector's stuff, and then there's some like candles and other really weird trinkets and stuff on that shelf. Moving down a shelf, I have my TBR jar, a little cup full of bookmarks and a cup full of pins. On this side of the stack are all fantasy sci-fi. All of here are book box books that hopefully I will get read by the end of this year. Going down a shelf, I have this pile right here, which is nonfiction books. These are miscellaneous. These are mass market paperbacks, and these are kind of like overflow books that belong on different shelves, but I couldn't fit on different shelves. And then finally, the last bookshelf. All of these right here are book box books from this year, and then these are books that I've purchased for myself this year. You might notice off to the side I have some books there, which are books that I've already read, and they just need to go on my regular shelves once I get my own apartment. Books over here are also books that I've read and that I'm not keeping, and then you could probably see the random little Elantris box underneath there, which is what my collector's edition of Elantris came in. And that's it for my TBR shelf. Let me know what you think about how everything is set up, and let me know if there's any books that you saw in here that I like absolutely need to prioritize reading, like right now. Like that book was so good. Ari, why haven't you read it yet? Why is it still hanging on your TBR shelf? Let me know about any of those. I also wanted to mention that I do have other books other than my TBR. I just don't have space in this apartment for those other books, so those are currently in storage until I get my own apartment. But for right now, that is what I have. I will catch you in the next video. Bye.